So today, guys, we're going to do an exciting project because Ampie, how's it, Ampie?
Good, hi, how's it?
Has got this amazing Mustang over here, and he's got a little job he wants to do on the car. What is that, Ampie?
We need to just move the car forward so we can show you what the damage is.
This Mustang is beautiful, eh?
What we have here, about 30 years ago, a shelf came down at my previous premises, and it knocked it here, and it knocked it over there.
Right.
So I'm
Is it
over
damaged
there.
there?
There's a dent over there.
Okay.
So-
And you must have done a spray painting job at that time on it.
Well, it was painted like 40 years ago,
Okay.
and this was like 30 years ago.
Oh, right.
So
It's cracked now, I see. Why? Why is it cracked?
It did crack here because it actually dented the bodywork. You can see there's a dent in the
Yes,
bodywork,
yes.
and then obviously the paint cracked.
Did you put body filler or something? Why is it?
I don't know. I had somebody prepare the car, so it wasn't a good job, I would think, at the time.
Yes.
But I think if the damage wasn't there, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
So over here, what happened when I bought the car, there was a spoiler on the boot. So the guy took it off and he filled it, and obviously, again, not correctly applying the filler, and it's all cracking over here and on the other side. So my intention is to get this sorted out, that sorted out, and then take the bootlet, take all the paint off and repair all these cracks. There's also some damage here on the side. You can see there's a little crack here, and there's some lifting of the paint over there. So my plan is to just do the back end of the car from here backwards. The roof in the front is perfect except for the bonnet. The bonnet's also showing some cracks, so I need to also do a similar job on the bonnet. But the bonnet will come off, the bootlet will come off, and I can work on it separately.
I see.
So over there, all the paint needs to come off, right down to steel, and then we can prepare it from there.
Why are you doing the? Are you doing the job yourself, or are you going to get a panel beater?
No, I'm going to do it myself. I've done some work. I will show you my Peugeot bucket that I've painted,
Okay.
which is a homemade job, and it looked pretty good.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm prepared to do it myself.
All right. So, because if I look at the finish of this car, you didn't paint this one, hey? Obviously,
No,
this is the original.
This is a panel beater that painted like 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's
Yeah.
actually lasted quite well if I
Yes.
think about
well,
it.
it's a good paint. It's Standox, which is one of the premier paints, and yeah,
Is that an important thing, paint?
yeah, absolutely.
Even in today with modern paints, you still have to watch out.
Yeah, you've got to find the premium paints, Standox, Glashurit, and all those kind of paints. They're the best ones.
All right.
You also get like water-based paints. I've never used it. I don't know what they are, but yeah.
Tell me about your Mustang. How did you come about this Mustang? Was it just a lifelong dream of yours, or?
Yeah, my friend bought some American cars, a Cougar, and I said to him, my favorite car will be a Mustang. So we start searching. So I found Mustangs in Germiston, two scrap cars, and then the guy told me there's an Indian in Boysons that's got 3 Mustangs for sale.
Oh wow!
So we went there, and my friend and myself bought all 3 Mustangs. I think we paid 26,000 for it, for 3 cars.
Fantastic.
1989.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but that's a
So-
lot of money then, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this car was 6,000 rand, but it was a wreck. It was, didn't have a lot of body damage, but it was standing for, I think, 15 years on bricks and what have you.
Was it mechanically sound, the engine?
No, not at all. No. It needed total restoration. So I started taking everything off. Everything was taken off. I then had somebody preparing the body because I was still working full time. I could only work on weekends. And then I sent the motor in. I've had that recon. I've had the gearbox recon. I've got the diff recon. And what I've done, all the bolts and nuts have been cadmium plated. So what you do, you put your nuts and bolts into a solution that takes off all the corrosion and what have
Is
you.
this?
And then you
Are you trying to tell me you took every nut and bolt of this
everyone.
Mustang?
Yeah, everyone was taken off, and you put it in a solution. I normally use like an acidity-based thing to take off all the corrosion, and then you put it on a wire brush. Each one of them, and you clean it up, and then you send it for cadmium plating. And what they have, they've got a cadmium ball and electronic thing, and then they put it in the cadmium solution, and they transfer the metal from the metal ball onto your piece of work.
Does that not add another layer to your nut, to your bolts? In other words,
very little. It's like microns. It's microns, yeah.
So it doesn't give you problems afterwards again when you're trying to put new nuts and fit them in holes at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
And I just want to make very sure, you're telling me that every nut and bolt, I'm talking about everything from under the car, everything from down there, everything in the engine, everything.
Everything, every single nut and bolt was taken off.
How long did that take?
The car was, look, it was like a 4-year project. I finished the car in 1994. So yeah, it was a long project.
That is commendable.
Yeah.
That is, and I suppose in that time, while you're doing that, you've now said, okay, now I'm going to clean up the, everything in the upholstery. I'm sure. Was it like this when you got the car?
No, it was totally fraught. So at the time, our rand dollar was 5 rand to a dollar.
Yeah.
And the entire interior, like you see it,
yes,
I've imported was $500. The seats, the carpet, the roof lining, the door panels, the dashpad, and even the underlay for the carpets.
Yes.
$500.
Can you still get this today?
You can get them. Yeah, they obviously, with a local price of the rand dollar, you're going to pay probably about 50,000 rand for it.
What is? Relatively speaking, 50,000 rand for this interior.
Yeah.
That is not that bad, really. If I think
it's steep, I would think.
It's steep, but I mean, how unique is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, gee whiskers.
Yeah,
okay.
As I said, I paid 5 rand to a dollar, and it was 50. Yeah. It was like 2,500, 3,000 rand for the entire interior.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So, should we take a look? I just want to quickly look at that Peugeot of yours. You said you did a nice job on that. I want to see.
These are still some of my project for my grandchild.
This is a lucky grandchild. He's got a grandfather that is so into repairing cars and stuff, because that's a rare thing these days. Look at this, is a classic, isn't it?
Yes, 1973, 52 years old.
Okay, so chaps, I wish my RAV had paint like this on it.
Look, there's also
something we're going to negotiate.
there's also very good polishing aids these days that enhances your paint job. So if you have a bit of a problem,
but these days they put this gloss over it. It's not like the old days you could just buff it up again, hey?
Yeah, I suppose you can put, but this is just solid paint. You can put clear coat on it.
Oh, there's no clear coat on it. This
is paint, solid paint. Yeah.
Yes. This is really good. And this car is this thing. Oh, it's so well put together. Hey? Did you also do the same with all the nuts and bolts on this car?
No, not at all. No, this was just a cleanup job.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey?
No, it's not. I've done the engine on it, so it runs quite nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't a nut and bolt resto.
And how did you come about this Peugeot?
A friend of mine inherited from his sister, and it was standing in a garage for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
And the rats have just made nests in it all over, to the effect that the back was actually corroded right through. So I fiberglassed some of the portions. Yeah. Because the back is sloping, so all the
yes, it came to the front, the water.
Yeah, all the rat poo and what have you collected in the front, and it corroded.
Yes.
And inside you can still see the steering has got some marks of the rats where they
chewed on it.
Yeah, they chewed on it. Yes. So
that's amazing. Yeah, I can see the water standing a little bit there now, yeah.
Yes, but this is all up to there is all fiberglass. This whole thing was corroded through, yeah.
Is it? I once had a very old Ford vehicle, and the rats had got into that thing. But how did you get the smell of the rats out of this?
Very difficult. So everything was taken out. The floorboards also had some places where it corroded, so I've also put some fiberglass over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just open it up, and then obviously fiberglass also has a special
it sort of absorbs that smell, do you think, as well?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so that helps it then. So she didn't put any kind of chemicals else?
No, not at all.
Or had it went through
So, and then obviously a new seat went in. The seat was totally wrecked, so we've put a total new seat in it, and the upholstery also helps with the smell inside.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, okay, let's do the first thing we've got to do on your car. All right, so back to our Mustang. Which model? What year is this, by the way?
1966.
1966, eh? What is the first thing we're going to do? What do you have to do first?
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove everything here. So all the lights, the bumpers, the bootlet's got to come off.
Yes.
I also need to do some corrosion protection here.
Oh, I see that bit of rust.
So yes, and that's due to the screen leaking. There's water obviously leaking through here.
Okay.
And I must also maybe check. I don't know whether this rubber totally seals off the water coming in here. So this is bad preparation from my guy that was supposed to prepare it. So there's some of the blue paint. This car was like 5 colors when I got it. It was blue, it was red, it was brown. And we attempted to take all the paint off right down to the metal, and obviously the guy didn't do it on this side. And it's only come up now that you can see the damage there.
Okay, right, so
everything is going to come off here. I'm going to take off these little
air vents
on the side. So
these
my
are
plan
cool.
is...
They don't do this on cars anymore, hey? Wow, so where is the air going? Is it coming through the front of the car and is just passing through there?
You can see there's a vent with a little slide where you can open and close the vent.
Oh, you can't see it now, but here we go. I can see it here now.
Inside.
There we go. Oh, it's got a little slider there, yeah.
Yes.
I see that. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Those little bolts or nuts on the taillights on 7/16s, or they 3/8s. They're 3/8s. These are all the original housings that was also cadmium plated. You can see cadmium plated. You can see the effect of it on the steel.
That sort of silvery looking, greyish looking stuff. Okay.
And you can see it also on the nuts.
Oh, is that what it looks like when it's been? All right.
Now this, you can actually polish it and it will come up quite bright.
Yeah.
All the wiring on this car is still original.
Okay.
It's been cleaned up, and
when you say cleaned up, did you literally take each cable and just wipe it clean with a cloth?
Absolutely, and they were taped with masking with insulation tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
These taillight surrounds are new. They remanufactured. So, but yeah.
When you say remanufactured, did you have to ask them to remanufacture?
No, you get them from America like that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They have so many companies in America that does remanufacturing. It's unreal.
I suppose, especially trying to preserve the legacy of the Mustang, hey?
Yeah. Well, they in the States you can actually buy the entire car in pieces. So this is the taillight.
Yeah. Why do you think? What do you think it's about the Mustang that is? It's just that it's got that something about it, eh?
It's always been like that. It's right from the word go. I mean, Mustangs, when it started off,
Carry on working while you do it.
there were guys sleeping in showrooms to buy them.
Really?
And within the first day, I don't know how many thousands were purchased. The one actually slept in the car because he was just scared that somebody else going to buy it.
Going to buy the Mustang?
Yeah.
Is this when it was launched?
When it was launched, yeah, in 1964.
But why? Was it just such a different
it was just
shape?
a look. Yeah, and it was also they came out very affordable. I think a Mustang sold for like $2,400 when it was launched.
Yeah.
And they reckon Ford was trying to make a car that was acceptable to the younger and to the older people. So I remember Shelby, the guy that did all the Shelby cars, race cars and what have you, when he looked at the car, he said, "This is like a secretary's car. I need to give it some oomph." So then he took a Mustang and he did what he had to do with it. And yeah, the GT350s today is worth millions. It's.
I mean, your car even must be worth a pretty penny as it stands.
Look, the car market goes up and down, and it's always what the next guy is prepared to pay for it.
Yeah.
So we've built a similar car with a friend of mine, and we copied a GT350, and we sold it for 850,000 rand, like
Wow.
2018. So yeah, but yeah, the prices vary. It's dependent on who's going to buy it and who's got the money.
You know, more and more, I've come to appreciate the simplicity of motor vehicles, the way they were constructed and put together. And for you, as a layperson, you can get to things, you can fix things so much easier than these.
Well,
modern
yeah,
cars.
I mean, these days you need you don't need, you need the electronic technical guy to work on it.
Yeah.
Because, like Margaret's Merc, I don't know what to do on it. I can't work on it. I can change the oil,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And it just everything just seems like it almost looks like it was handmade. You know, the older cars as well as opposed to a machine that. Well, it is true. I mean, that's how they do it now. These robots make these things.
Nice thing about these bolts being cadmium plated is
Yes.
that they come off easy. They're not. There's no corrosion between the nut
Yeah.
and the bolt.
Yeah. See that. There you go.
Yeah, over here you could see it was bad preparation by the guy that did the work for me.
Yeah.
I didn't go every so often to see what he was doing. I assumed that he was doing a great job, and obviously I would suggest if you do something to go there regularly and check what the guy is actually doing.
Yeah.
To see that what he says he did, that it actually happened.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because this is now the result of
yeah. Yeah.
going to look regularly to see the progress on what was happening.
So
It's-
because once it's painted, then all that laziness is covered up. Eh?
It's hidden. So yeah, but yeah, it does happen. See, Brennan, we can take it off.
Ah, there we go.
I need to also take that off because I want to get in here, and also you can see here
Yeah, a bit of rust there.
rust there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing about these things. The more you take things off, the more you realize. Okay.
Yeah, I think also you see that I've bashed the bumper there,
Yeah.
and you can see that the metal has gone in a bit. So if you
Ah,
look at
yes,
the inside,
yes,
look at
yes.
it here, you can see it's gone in.
It pushed it a little bit there, yeah.
pushed in a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll just push it out so that the bumper sits where it's supposed to sit.
Can you still get white, what we call it, white walled wheels, tires?
Taxi tires.
Yeah. Is it taxi tires?
They're actually taxi tires, the same size.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you sometimes battle to find them, but yeah, Taxi is actually a bit wider. It's like 205. This
Yes.
is 195.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can find them still. It just goes with a car.
Off the showroom floor, did it have white wheels?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I battled, but I found
I see you've gone out of your way to keep this car standard, hey?
Yeah, it is. Well, that's why I bought the books. And they tell you exactly what to do. So from the front to the back, this car is exactly the way it came out of the factory. It has a single exhaust, no noisy stuff. It has a 2-barrel carburetor, no 4-barrel or fancy Holly or whatever the case may be, and it runs beautifully. It's like a factory car. That's it.
Yes.
And I like it that way.
Yeah. Ford and Mustang can be very proud of this preservation project.
Yeah. Well, I've in 2003 and 2004, I've got the prize for the best fastback at the Mustang show. Yes.
Now we're bragging.
Yeah. Have to.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't wait till to see this car out here, and we must go and put it in some nice environment to drive it later when it's all put together, and we're going to take it around some nice corners and.
Yeah, for sure. Look, it's Ford didn't make cars to go around corners. They made to go in a straight line.
Is it?
Sure.
Oh, so she's
And
not-
you'll talk to anybody, even latest Mustangs, their handling is pretty poor. I think the latest ones are probably okay. But Mustangs they don't stop, and you don't go around corners with them.
Okay. I've never driven one, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. No. Mine still has drum brakes, so it is a problem. You can get them upgraded, but I've decided not to keep.
Is that front and back?
Front and back drum brakes? Yeah.
Oh, that must be a nightmare, hey?
You learn to live with it.
Is
You know,
it?
you keep your distance behind somebody. Don't creep on somebody's backside, and yeah, just keep your distance.
Okay. I see this little rubber is very perished here.
Yeah.
Eh? Where are you going to find that?
This was a homemade rubber, but I've got new ones.
Is it?
Yeah, I've got.
Original, or do you just find from? Is it like something from other cars or something?
No, I've got them in from the States.
The valance. It's
Yeah.
got a little. It's hooked on there somewhere.
Yeah,
no?
it has, and I think you can actually move it and then undo it. But otherwise, I must just undo it with. Can't remember what size it is.
I'm also one of those people that I want to first look and understand how it's hooked before you just grab it and pull. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
it has. You can see it's got a nut here. If you look inside here,
Okay, wait, let me see there. Let me see.
There.
Hang on, here we go. Oh, there's a little nut in there.
yeah, goes like that, and it hooks out. You see.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's got one of those. Okay.
But these cables, the rubbers, are so tight.
To pull them off there.
Yeah, you see, you've got to pull them in from.
Just trying to get that cable to come easily through that old
No,
perished
the
rubber.
cable must remain.
Oh, the cable must remain.
Yeah, the plug must come out.
The plug must come out.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because the
That-
cable has got some connections at the end, so it will never pull through.
Okay. To
Let's
get it
see if we can get. It'll work if we put some dishwasher on it.
off. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, now it comes easy.
You see, you can't pull it through.
Cable is glued into that.
Yeah,
All right, so
Look
then we had
there.
to take the whole
you
lug out.
can't pull the cable out.
Yeah. And the end of it. Yes, of course you can't pull it out because there it's got even the little lugs on the end. Suppose if you had to replace some of these parts, you could just get a generic plug in the body. Hey, if this cable really got stuck and you had to mutilate it.
Look, as I said, you can buy this thing from the front to the back. They're actually making bodies in America. Complete bodies.
Yeah.
I think it's like $18,000. You can choose between a fastback, a coupe, or a convertible. And they make 65s, 65 to 69. You can buy it. And then you get all these different people that sells from bumper to bumper, everything. Bolts, nuts, whatever.
And delivery is quick and easy?
Well, they ship it in, yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, some people fly it in. If it's big enough, or is it too big, then they put it on the boats.
Yeah.
But yeah, small things they fly it in. I think this. Okay, this thing is gonna need some work too.
Yeah. Oh yes. Cracked in it, Okay.
And even over there.
How much do you think, money-wise, if you, at an estimate, you're saving by doing this yourself?
I would probably think 20 G's easy.
Saving,
20,000 rand, yeah.
Okay, well, that's substantial. Yeah, it's substantial.
Because panel beaters aren't cheap.
Yeah.
So this is.
Well,
the
he's
guy
got
that does
overheads. He's got all sorts of overheads. He's got staff. He's got,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to
And also,
pay for the premises,
yeah.
pay for electricity.
Look, the benefit is like you say, you are guaranteeing that you don't have those paint over jobs. You know what I mean? Type
Yeah.
of thing. You're guaranteeing you're going to get a perfect job done by yourself now. Yeah.
We hope so. Well, you can see the big holes there, and it's obviously for adjustment.
Yeah, for adjustment. Yeah. Okay.
And then I've put the cork seals over
Yes.
just to, because it has quite a.
Smart idea.
It has these large nuts on it with a washer type on it.
Okay.
So it stops when you put it on, the cork seals it off so
Yeah.
the water doesn't run in. Taking the cable off, because otherwise you need to tape it.
Nothing more worse than seeing a little bit of overspray on cables or something. It's just laziness, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So you've got to first take off the beading. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got to take off the roof part.
Yeah.
And then take off those panels. And then you'll get to the bolts and nuts that keep this in place.
Okay.
So it's quite a.
You found that out by.
I've put it together, so I knew exactly
how it's going to go back out again.
I've done 5 Mustangs in my lifetime.
Really?
So I know these things off by heart, really. I know where every bolt goes and where every screw comes out. So yeah. Right, we're going to take the vents off at the back because we need to take off the outer vents.
All right.
But by the way, this is, as you can see, there's mostly steel inside the handles.
Oh, you mean all of this trimmings in here? This is all metal.
That's metal. There's no plastic. Apart from the center console, which is fiberglass, and the panels at the back, these are all fiberglass.
Is that so?
But they're like solid panels. They will go nowhere in a million years. So
yeah. Interesting. But was this leather those days?
This is
That's a vinyl.
vinyl, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a vinyl that you won't get in South Africa. You can see it's like a metallic type of vinyl.
I see.
And you've got to get them from the States.
Is it? Eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a case. So when you say get the vinyl, and you get the vinyl only or the whole seat? What happens?
What you buy, you buy the thing is like a pillowcase. This thing is already pre-made, so you get the pillowcase. And you get new, what they call seat buns, the foam rubber.
Okay.
It's pre-cut.
Okay.
So what you do, you just put them, and it's like a pillowcase. You just pull it over.
Oh, right.
And that's done.
Ah, gotcha.
Easy.
Gotcha. All right, let's go for it. How do you get another windscreen for your car? Does that come from the States
You
as
can
well?
get them. I was fortunate. I bought the windscreen locally, but you can't get them locally anymore. Okay, there's your cover.
Okay, I'll go and put that down. Well, where am I going to put it? Just somewhere. It looks like a shelf up here. I'm going to put it up here.
The shelf is good. Got quite a bit to take off here because this is the slide that needs to come off. And then from there...
It seems like they it's almost over-engineered, that thing, don't you think? Maybe it's such a huge thing just for an air vent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of day 1, episode 1, shall we put it that way too, because we've now taken the boot off and the bumpers and things like that, and prepared the Mustang for its, to scrape that paint down and get it ready for the body filler where it needs it and things like that. So yeah, this will be a couple of episodes, I think, and a little bit longer than the normal programs that I do, but I think because guys have been asking me not to show so much restoration, but a little bit more detail of how that restoration happens. So it's been fortunate that I can be on a project where we see from the beginning right through to the end. So I hope this works for you guys, and then hey, listen, subscribe if you haven't. It really does help. So yeah, I'm going to see you soon.